Hey guys, Stacy LaChapelle here. So my final practicum prep for the heart. So anyways, just wanted to share with you today the teachings of karma and samskaras. So karma loosely translates to the universal principle of cause and effect, or action and reaction. And samskaras, which are past thoughts and actions that form impressions on our subconscious memory. So samskaras are an expression of our past karma, and they can also affect how we act and behave in the future. So implicit in the yogic concept of karma is that action driven by intention leads to future consequences, that thoughts and actions are transformative. The world is made and remade basically by our actions and our thoughts, right? So our world, the bigger world, we can affect those things if we start to change the way that we think and action on our thoughts. So the fact that every action creates an effect is what allows us the opportunity to change and evolve over time. Imagine that you could witness your karmic patterns. I like this analogy of watching like your life story on a movie. So say you were watching a movie and you were watching your life story, and I'm pretty sure that as you were watching that, you would be able to pick up and observe where your actions and reactions, were forming a pattern. So if you could watch that without judgment as being a witnesser, would you witness yourself going through growth and transformation, or would you witness yourself making similar choices over and over again, which I like to say to my kids a lot. That's the definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. So although karmic theory suggests that your present is affected by your thoughts and your actions of the past, your future has everything to do with what you do now. So right now, today, taking the same scenario and then responding to it or thinking about it differently. You always have a choice about how you think and behave, and if things aren't working the way that you'd like them to be working at the moment, the law of karma says that the positive effort you make now will benefit you in the future. So this is both true from a mundane and from a spiritual level, I believe. Whether you're trying to break a habit or awaken your essential self, if you understand the law of karma and samsaric patterns, you know that if you keep making an effort in a certain direction, that you will eventually master it. Your past actions or past thought patterns may bring up some obstacles for you. They certainly do for me. But if you can continue to move in that that positive direction, every moment can be both the result of your past and a seed for your future. So just using those thought patterns and knowing what they are, observing when they happen, and then maybe perhaps making a shift so that you start to remap those patterns in either your body or in your mind. So anyways, that's my Dharma discussion this afternoon. We're going to work through a short sequence, yoga sequence, and so that I can work through my TTL phrase, which is witness and observe when your thoughts or actions are coming from samskaric or karmic patterns rather than from a place of growth or transformation. So and then one other thing I'd just like to leave you with. It's something that I read recently and it's really resonated with me, so I have been sharing it. So this thought process, I'm sure we've all heard of you are what you eat. Well, I read something the other day that says you are what you repeat. So if you continue to repeat the same patterns and over, that becomes your identity. So anyways, maybe something to think about. Let's get started in child's pose. So allow the knees to be nice and wide here. I'm just going to reset my screen so you can see me. So allow the knees to be nice and wide. Big toes together behind you. Allow the fingertips to walk forward. Forehead, chin, or chest finds the mat. And start to take a nice deep breath in. And a deep breath out. So begin to watch your breath here without judgment, attachment, or aversion to it. Just notice how it's showing up. Notice here in your child's pose, observe and witness whether your thoughts and your actual body movement here or positioning is coming from a place of samskaric or karmic patterns. Have you approached this pose the way that you always approach this pose, or whether it's coming from a place of growth or transformation? Just notice again without attachment or aversion to it. Just witness and notice as if you were watching yourself on a movie screen. One more deep breath here. And exhale, let it go. And start to find your way to your tabletop. Hands underneath the shoulders, knees under the hips. And begin to work your way through your cat and cow stretches. Inhaling, drop the belly, reach the heart forward. Exhale, round through the spine. Maybe tuck the toes and untuck the toes as well. And starting to warm up the spine. I'm noticing I'm a little out of range here, so I'm just going to move this back just a bit. And as you're ready, start to tuck the toes and find your way to your first down dog. Lifting the hips high. Beginning perhaps to pedal out the feet. And bending into the knees. Or lifting up onto the toes. Maybe even bending into the knees, letting them hover. And then coming back to your down dog. And we'll stay here for 3 strong breaths. Again, bringing the mind back to that place. Are you witnessing and observing samsaric and karmic patterns here as you work your way into your down dog? Or are you looking for a place of growth, of transformation? Where can you change your posture? Maybe it's a spreading of the toes or grounding down through the fingertips. One more deep breath in. And a deep breath out. And lifting up to the toes, taking a peek forward, walking, stepping to the front of your mat as you arrive. Now I'm going to move that back a little bit further here. I don't have the best technology. Inhale, find a half lift. Exhale, fold. And next inhale, rolling all the way up to standing. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead. Exhale, the hands come into heart center. So really grounding down through the feet here. Feeling the 4 corners of your feet. Take a nice big breath in. And a big breath out. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead. Exhale for your forward fold. Inhale for your half lift. Plant your hands, step or flow back through chaturanga to your down dog. Couple strong breaths here. Your next inhale, lifting up onto the toes, finding the front of your mat. We'll inhale, find a half lift. Exhale, fold, and inhale, rise. Arms reach up overhead, and then come into heart center. Take a big breath in, the arms reach. Exhale for your fold. Inhale your half lift, and stepping back with the left leg. So taking a moment here just to find your strength, find your balance, grounding down through the front heel so that the hips lift up just a bit. The fingertips maybe tented around blocks here. Take a huge breath in as the heart reaches forward. And on the exhale, drop the back knee, Anjaneyasana. Arms reach up overhead. And then you soften where you can. Again, bringing our focus back to samskaric and karmic patterns. How can you approach this pose differently? Do you approach it the same way every single time? Or can you find a new place for strength and growth and transformation? Grounding down through the front heel. Imagine that you could pull both your feet, knees and feet toward each other here. Anything that's touching the earth moves toward each other. And we'll allow the left hand to come to the earth. Right fingertips towards the sky, finding a twist, maybe walking that right foot out a little bit wider. Deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Allow that right hand to float down towards the earth. Step forward to the front of your mat. Inhale for your half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Arms reach up overhead. Exhale, the hands come into heart center. Take a moment here, notice, observe, witness sensations in the body. The left side feeling different from the right, perhaps. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead. Exhale for your forward fold. Inhale, the half lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step back with the right leg. So again, we'll take a moment here to set it up. Pressing down through that front heel, lift the hips just a little bit, fingertips tented, heart reaching forward, and then drop the back knee. The arms can reach up overhead, and then settle in. Again, noticing where are your patterns, thoughts, actions. Where can you find growth? Change, transformation. Pressing down through that front heel, imagine you could pull your back knee towards your front heel and the heel towards the knee. Softening through the shoulders, lifting up and out of the rib cage. And then find a twist, right hand down, left fingertips to the sky, maybe walking that left foot out just a little bit. Deep breath in. And exhale, soften. And the left hand comes down across the horizon, step forward the front of your mat. Inhale your half lift. Exhale, fold. And inhale to rise. Arms reach up overhead. And then come back to heart center. Take a moment here, pause, reflect. Maybe the two sides of the body feeling a little more even now. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead, find a chair pose. So in my chair pose, I like to ground down through my feet, and then I like to lift my toes. Sometimes I'll leave them lifted just so that I can feel the four corners of my feet. Take a nice big breath in. You're going to maintain the curvature at the low back here. And reach the arms towards the sky, lifting up and out of the rib cage. Embracing the heat. Inhale to rise up. Exhale for your fold. Inhale your half lift. Exhale, plant your hands, chaturanga, flow back to down dog. As you're ready, reach the right leg towards the sky. Maybe bend the knee, open the hip. And then lengthen the leg. You're going to bring that right knee towards that right wrist, setting up for your pigeon pose. So pigeon pose is one of those poses that brings up a lot of chatter in the mind for people. Sometimes even chatter in the body. Maybe the knees and the hips. So see if you can find just that perfect placement for your pigeon. So that front shin, any place where you can find comfort. You want to press down into the knee if you're feeling any kind of knee pain here. And then maybe find a block for underneath that right hip. I'm going to start to maybe walk the hands over to the left just a little bit, coming down to the forearms if that works in your body, or maybe a prop. Take a huge breath in and a huge breath out. And really here in this posture, really witnessing and observing where your thoughts and your actions are coming from. Are they coming from some scaric thought patterns? Are they coming from karmic patterns, behaviors in your body or in your mind? I'm not flexible enough to do this posture. I'm too uncomfortable. See if you can sit with that. Observe it, witness it as if you were seeing it on a movie screen. It's part of your life. Would you be witnessing transformation and growth? So if we continue to do or approach our practice, our lives, in the same manner over and over again, nothing is ever going to change. Take one more deep breath in here. And let it go. Your hands come underneath the shoulders. Find your way back to your down dog. Maybe lifting that right leg back up to the sky. And then planting it down. And as you're ready, the left leg will lift. And bending into the knee, opening the hip perhaps. And then lengthen the leg and set up for your pigeon on the other side, bringing that left knee towards the left wrist. Walking that right foot back. Maybe finding a block for underneath the hip if your body needs it. And then as you're ready, walking the hands over to the right and coming down to the forearms. Stay with your breath. Observe your thoughts and actions here. One more big breath in and out. My hands come back underneath the shoulders. Remove any prop that you may have. And take that right leg, swing it back around, finding a comfortable seat. Allow the hands to come into heart center. And bring back that witnessing and observing, noticing how the body is showing up. Notice the patterns of thoughts in your mind. Notice if you've made any steps towards growth and transformation today. And perhaps you can keep that phrase in your mind that I mentioned earlier, we are what we repeat. Perhaps if you notice any patterns repeating as you leave your yogic space and walk out into the world, perhaps that'll give you a moment to pause and rethink. Thank you for taking this short journey with me today. I wish you all a great day. Namaste.